Hello, I'm Mark Skinner and I'd like to show you my car. Right, put down time. To celebrate their 50th anniversary, Honda gave themselves a present, a car which they said would embody their Power of Dreams philosophy. It was launched on the 15th of April 1999 and they named it the Honda S2000. My car is from 2009, the last year of production. The way the body line rises from front to back distinctly gives it the shape of a traditional British sports car, courtesy of Japanese engineering at its best, and that means reliability. The interior is ergonomically designed around the driver. The heater controls are on the left. Thoughtfully, the heater has a specific roof down setting which directs lots of warm air onto the driver's feet and hands. The radio CD controls, in case you feel the need, are to the right. Overall, the interior is high quality, but without superfluous knobs and switches. Smart leather seats are firm but comfortable and supportive. On the dashboard, the first thing to notice is the huge digital rev counter, red-lined at 8,800 RPM, with the fuel cut-off operating at 9,000 RPM. The short gear lever comes directly out of the gearbox. Behind this is the electric roof switch. The roof is attached to the top of the windscreen surround by industrial-sized catches. There's a small cup holder compartment, and behind this is another tiny storage space where the boot opening switch is located. For a British sports car, I don't mind where it's made, it's still a British sports car. The boot's quite spacious and houses a spare wheel. The precisely fitted aluminium bonnet reveals a fine example of motorcar engineering layout. As you can see, the engine bay is dominated by that clever VTEC engine. At about 5,800 revs per minute, a solenoid operated valve allows high pressure oil to activate the VTEC system, causing more fuel to flow into the cylinders. The S2000 was designed and built by people who shared a passion for race engineering. The engine produces 237 brake horsepower from 2 litres. At the time of production, it was rated the highest horsepower per litre in a normally aspirated car. We're starting our journey in the village where I live, driving through another rural community and then entering a beautiful nearby region known as the Cotswolds. First Honda S2000, I've only owned this car for a few weeks, so still have a lot more to learn about it. Initial impressions are of how easy it is to drive through narrow village streets. The ride at slower speeds is a bit choppy, but not harsh, and I feel snug and secure in the comfortable driving seat. My little Honda may have been conceived 6,000 miles away, but it feels and looks very much at home, quietly wending its way through the village. This former iconic red phone box, purchased from the telephone company for a mere trifle, is now a village library book swap. So far, we've had great fun driving through villages and along country lanes, but that doesn't test out the near perfect balance and double wishbone suspension. So how does the Honda handle on the open road? Let's go and find out. Right away, the most notable feature is this 6-speed gearbox. Even cruising, it's a joy to use. It's so smooth, it's precise, and the travel between each gear is really short. I can see why it has the reputation as one of, if not the best, manual gearbox ever. I expected the ride in this car to be hard, but the damping is so good that on this road it actually feels quite smooth. The pedals feel well spaced, although for me the accelerator is placed a bit too far from the brake pedal. The Cotswolds. This picturesque region is designated an area of outstanding natural beauty, with rolling countryside, patchwork fields and rural villages. So, let's explore some of the more interesting roads. Whenever the Honda S2000 is mentioned, people usually bang on about the engine. It's all about that crazy engine with the 9,000 RPM limit, and it certainly is the star of the show. However, the other aspects of the car are not outclassed. If they were, it wouldn't have become such an iconic sports car. Travelling up this hill, the steering feels precise. It's got just the right amount of weight to maintain the connection with the road. Even with electrical assistance, there is plenty of feel transmitted through the wheel. The brakes also inspire a lot of confidence. Honda have decided to restrain a bit on the servo assistance in favour of a firm pedal with plenty of feel. Gosh, this box is a joy. It's so direct. The engine, fantastic though it is, just would not be the same without that gearbox. The power is delivered to the rear wheels via a limited slip diff, something which all sports cars should have, of course. How this car grips you. It feels so planted that if I really wanted, I could drive a lot faster. The early versions of the S2000 had a reputation for being a bit twitchy on the limit and liable to swap ends. This car was made after the upgrade, which means it has revised suspension settings and thicker anti-roll bars, which, apparently, makes the car a little more forgiving. I have interrupted our trip to visit the Stanway estate, which dates back to the 8th century and is owned by the Earl of Wemyss and March. At the heart of the estate is the splendid Stanway house, built of the local honey-coloured Cotswold stone, but in the grounds is the main reason for my visit. To see the highest gravity-fed fountain in the world. A powerful head of water from a reservoir and water tank on a hill high up in the grounds of the estate generates a pressure sufficient to send a jet of water over 90 metres into the air. That same hill has a ribbon of newly resurfaced road winding up it. The handling of this car is quite marvellous. It's so compliant that, looking down the long bonnet, I can point the car exactly where I want to go with total confidence. The information fed back through the steering wheel and driving seat keeps me in touch with the road at all times. Under my foot, the brake pedal feels nice and firm with a modicum of servo assistance. Through the bends, there's barely any roll due to the stiffness of the chassis and anti-roll bars. All of that helps the driver, but this isn't the sort of car that anybody can drive quickly. It is a motor car with guts that demands total concentration from the driver, and that's what makes it so exciting to drive. An emerging classic, produced between 1999 and 2009, the Honda S2000 will always be remembered for its unique taut body shape, precise handling, and that engine. Well, I do hope you enjoyed my Honda review. Thanks for watching. Take care, farewell, and bye-bye.